Hey, what's up everyone? This is Mr. Josh bringing you another science experiment. Today's science experiment is called growing sweet potatoes. Growing sweet potatoes. So we've been talking about people growing food at home, maybe because of the virus, or maybe just because they want to grow some food at home. So it says many people are growing food at home in gardens or in pots. People put seeds into dirt. They make sure the seeds get water and are in a place with plenty of sunshine. The seeds become plants, which may grow food. Not all plants grow from seeds, however. In this experiment, what we're going to see is how we can grow sweet potato plants from sweet potatoes you see at the grocery store. We are going to grow our own sweet potato plants. Now, we are not in a classroom, so I will be growing a sweet potato plant. I realize that we only have a couple weeks left of school, but I will document how our plant looks throughout those weeks and maybe during summer. It says, when choosing your sweet potatoes, choose ones that feel firm. If possible, also choose ones that already have buds or eyes visible on them, as this may help the sweet potatoes grow into plants faster. For each plant you want to grow, you will need a jar with an opening that is wide enough for the sweet potato to fit through, but not so wide that the toothpick cannot hold it up. The jar should be made of clear glass so you can observe the roots growing under the water. We're going to observe that one end of each sweet potato is more pointed than the other end. We're going to put the more pointed end into the water. The sweet potato should sit so that only the bottom half of it is under the water. And then we'll add more water each week to keep it watered. All right, so what do we know? We know that many people are growing food at home. People can grow vegetables and fruits. One food people may grow is sweet potatoes. We also know that plants need sunlight and water to grow. That is very important. So let's ask a question. That is the first step in any science experiment. Asking a question. What do we want to learn? What do we want to know? So our question is, can we grow a sweet potato plant indoors? Step 2, make a guess or a hypothesis. Remember, this is answering our question we just asked. Can we grow a sweet potato indoors? We may not know the answer to that question, and that is fine. That's why we're doing this science experiment. So, what do you think? Do you think, yes, if a sweet potato plant has water and sunlight, we can grow it indoors? Or do you think, no, a sweet potato plant can only grow outdoors? So, what do you think? Now, for this experiment, we have a couple of things we need. We need a sweet potato. And remember, try to find a small sweet potato that has a nice point at the end. We need 4 toothpicks. Now, I went ahead and used 2 craft sticks because that seemed to work for me. We need water, and we need a quart mason jar. Now, I'll have to tell you, I used a quart mason jar, but it may be better to find like a wide mouth mason jar. That way, some of your sweet potatoes that may be too big for the jar would fit in a wide mouth jar. All right, so we need to start the experiment. But before we start, we need to look at all the different steps involved in the experiment. This will help us kind of plan how we're going to do the experiment. Now, I've already performed our experiment, and I will give you a few little hints. Step 1, put water into the jar almost to the rim. Now, I used a measuring cup, and my quart container took about 4 cups of water. Make sure you have a paper towel or a dish towel with you. Step 2, push toothpicks into the sweet potato around the middle. Now, I did this a little bit backwards. I wanted to see how far my sweet potato would fit into the jar. And so I stuck my sweet potato into the jar without anything first. I found out where the sweet potato was going to hit the jar, and then I lifted it up just a little bit and kept my finger on that spot so I knew where to stick my toothpicks, or in my case, my craft sticks. That tended to help me better figure out where to place my sticks. Number 3, put the sweet potato partly into the jar, pointed end down, resting the toothpicks on the rim of the jar. So once I had my craft sticks in, which may require parent help, I was able to place my potato into the jar with the pointed side down. Step 4, put the jar onto a sunny windowsill. Step 5, observe over the next few weeks. Now remember, we're going to be out of school before anything major happens, but I will keep you updated with how our roots develop. Step 6, add more water as needed. So the sweet potato will use some of the water, but also water is going to evaporate from our jar. So we will continually add a little bit of water every day or every 2 days, whenever is needed. Step 4, organize data. So our data is information we have collected throughout our experiment that will help us answer our question that we first asked. So remember, our question was, can we grow a sweet potato indoors? So this data that we have collected will help us answer that question. So what are our questions while we collect our data? Question 1, what did you give the sweet potato? Did we give the sweet potato dirt? Did we give the sweet potato medicine? Or did we give the sweet potato water? Yes, we gave the sweet potato some water. Question 2, what did the sweet potato get by being on a windowsill? Did the sweet potato get sunlight? Did the sweet potato get rain? Or did the sweet potato get snow? Now remember, we put the sweet potato on the windowsill so it can get some sunlight. Question 3, what did you observe on the sweet potato after a few weeks? Did you observe fur? Did you observe leaves? Or did you observe nothing? Well, unfortunately, it has not been a few weeks. So we will have to revisit this question later. All right, so after a few weeks have passed, you can answer these questions. This is the conclusion. This is where we kind of look at our hypothesis and look at how we chose to answer our hypothesis and see if it matches up to what we actually observed or saw in our experiment. Question 1, did your sweet potatoes start to grow into a plant? Yes or no? Did you grow a plant indoors? Yes or no? Question 3, was your guess correct? Yes or no? Remember, these are all questions that you will have to answer after a couple of weeks, so you can see what your sweet potato has done over time. That is all for now. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this science experiment. I will see you later.